Hello, everyone. This is Johnny, and today we have a special guest.
I don't know whether I'm that special.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm really glad to be here, and I'm someone who is also working for Funday as Johnny, and I'm CJ, one of the teacher in Funday's team.
Okay, very good. So, CJ, today we're going to talk about how to learn English by listening. Because, a lot of people, they don't know how to learn English much more efficiently. Simply because, take myself, for example. I learn English, in an unorthodox way than most people in Taiwan.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, for example, I listen to music first. Just like when you are a native speaker, you tend to listen to your parents to observe how they speak the language. It's kind of like when you are speaking a language, there is no words in your brain, in your head.
Did you grow up in a bilingual family? Because you said listen to what your family says?
Actually, I was born and bred in Taiwan, and I think that's what set me apart from others. Because I wasn't immersed in this kind of English speaking environment, except for the environment I create for myself.
Then when was the first time that you were exposed to English music or maybe anything that...
I think it's for when I was in junior high school at that time, Michael Jackson was quite inspirational. Yeah, I bought his CD, Dangerous, and I would dance to music.
Classic? That was a classic?
It was very inspirational and for my English learning. I even, look up the lyrics on the internet and try to learn how to sing his song and to imitate his tone of voice and his pronunciation and his enunciation. I think that really helps.
Well, that's an interesting one because compared to your experience, my first English song was actually from Shakira.
Oh, Shakira!
Who is not particularly good
which one? Which song?
English.
Fill us on that. Which one?
I think it was Whenever, Wherever.
Oh, Whenever. Do you want to sing it right now?
Shake My Booty.
Oh, Shake My Booty. Okay.
I think that one of her famous songs in the beginning of her career was, what is that? Hips Don't Lie.
Okay, I see.
And it wasn't really that effective for someone who wants to listen and learn English from the English music. So I would say, I don't know, how did you approach English learning through Michael Jackson's songs?
Just like what I mentioned, when you listen to an English song, just make sure you download the lyrics. At that time, I had access to the internet, but before the invention of the internet, I only have to rely on the lyrics. There is a page of paper at the back of the CD.
Yes.
And I would just look at the lyrics and try to look up words or phrases that I don't know, I'm not familiar with, and I can just get to understand it better.
I don't know whether our listeners or our audience will be familiar with real CD.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, right? It's like dinosaur.
I have some friends, also young teachers who we just recruited, that they have never been exposed to those media.
Exactly.
The first time they got to listen to music is through iTunes or Apple Music. Yeah. And I feel like the time has changed a lot. But like you said, it's really easy to access lyrics and maybe English information through the internet nowadays. For us, we have to, like you said, pick up the paper that had the lyrics and go on. Maybe you have a digital device that can serve as a dictionary, or you use conventional dictionary to look into the meaning and try to decipher, because in lyrics there are a lot of metaphor and things that are not necessarily relatable to Chinese users. For example, some phrases in the songs.
Exactly.
They might have some hidden text that you cannot just judge, study it, or maybe define it by its face value.
One thing I really like about listening to music, learn English by listening to music is that you can pick up a lot of colloquial and idiomatic expressions. Especially, for example, I just want to take one thing, for example, there was one song that I particularly like, which is When You Say Nothing at All, which is quite famous. It's a classic by Ronan Keating. There in the lyrics, there's one line called when I hold you near, you drown out the crowd. So that one, I would look up the word drown. What does that mean in that situation, in that context? So drown out means your voice can be louder than the sound around you. Like, for example, there is noise next door and you turn up the volume to cover or to be louder than that noise. That means drown out. So when I hold you near, you drown out the crowd. So that one it's a good word in that situation.
I do think that your approach to English learning by using these methods is definitely effective because you try to learn each word from the lyrics, but not just memorizing the lyrics and use it in your daily conversation. Because a lot of students or English learners I know that they will try to apply what they have learned, like almost copying the phrase or that like the whole sentence in their conversation, which might not suit the right context. And this is also something that I would say to my students, that learning English from lyrics is nice, but do you really know what the lyricist was thinking when he or she was designing that particular song? Because it needs to be sung in a particular context.
It's exactly.
Because people don't really speak with rhymes.
Yeah. Speaking of rhymes, I happen to have something like this. There's a song that called "I've Been Missing You," and it was a long time ago. That was my signature song. Because
I've
been missing you.
Your go-to karaoke song as well?
Exactly. I performed that song about hundreds of times. Yeah, because at that time I think it was a very cool thing. Not a passing fad, but a very cool thing to learn how to sing like a rapper. That one, just for the record, it was brought by Puff Daddy. Okay, Puff Daddy, and I think that one is one of his classics. Whenever there is someone passing away, he will perform this song. So, have you heard of that one before?
To be honest,
okay. Seems like yesterday was rock the show. Let's track you, lock the flow. So far from the block for dough. No tourists, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we're still a team. Through your family, fulfill your dreams. In the future, can wait to see if open up the gates for me. Reminisce some time. The night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but he plays again. When it's real, feelings caught to conceal. Pain and phantom, all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear, have a breath. I know you're still living a life after death.
I was thinking that should we cut him? Okay. Our crew outside of the camera was so enjoying it.
Actually, just trying to to drag out this show. So that comes back to our that's a solid example of how I learned this language, by listening to music, by watching movies. So, maybe we haven't have enough time to delve into that topic yet, because also watching movies or watching American sitcoms is another way for you to master this foreign language as well.
To be honest, I think that if learners pay attention to what is surrounding them, they do find a lot of resources, especially nowadays. Right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like you can chat with ChatGPT.
That's you hit the nail on the head.
That particular technology develops so quick, and even us educators don't know how to catch up with that, because it just happens overnight, and it can create like images, and then the other night it starts to create like very natural, almost flawless videos, like short videos, and a lot of TV channels now that I know, they are using AI hosts as well, and you don't really spot any weird things or inconsistency in their speech. So I feel like it's really a trend, and for students who feel that they don't have enough practice opportunities for practicing, they could possibly use this new technology for free online as well, to, like you said, and which is tied up to our topic for today, right? Training your listening skills.
Yeah, coming to that, I would like to offer one constructive piece of advice. It's about how to learn English by listening to something. For example, a long time ago, like for my previous job, every day when there is a news on ICRT, because whenever it's
do people still listen to ICRT?
Yeah, actually, at that time we don't have a lot of resources, access to all the information.
That is one thing that I will put on my card.
So whenever there's 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, just 9 o'clock, and I would just go to the toilet. I would just download the news script and go to the toilet and listen to that. and listen to the news podcast, and at the same time, I would just read the words. Okay, so I think that's a good connection between your voice, the sound of the words, and the news.
Yeah.
So you can relate to all the
exact
words. Yeah, right. I think the most important thing is for you to transform all your memory of the word from the word itself to the sound of it. Like, for my previous boss, Peter Lai Shishong, he always has words of wisdom about how to learn English well. It's just to put all the words into the memory of the sound of the word.
I do think that when you want to learn a language, it's not just by listening, because you also need visual aids so that you can make the cognitive connection in your brain.
Exactly.
That you can recognize that word while you read it next time.
Yeah.
And not just by listening, because it's not only through listening where you get this information stimuli. So a lot of times students, or maybe people who are so-called learning experts, they will say, well, you just put yourself in an immersive environment and listen to English enough, and then one day you will naturally catch up. No, you won't. Or you will take about 10 years, or maybe you have to live literally in like a real native environment. Otherwise, you really do have to be more proactive. Like you said, that was a very good suggestion in my opinion. That
Okay.
you're gonna have to print everything out, or maybe you can download it online as well.
Yeah,
and try
I
to
think
study into it.
You pointed out something that's very important, that when you read something, a lot of people, they don't know how to learn something really well. For example, there is a phrase or there is an idiom that they don't know. They think they know, but they don't know how to use it. And
Exactly.
that's where the crux of the matter is, that they don't know how to use that phrase correctly. And that's why a lot of time we, just like in Chinese, we say 装懂. If you pretend that you know how to use that, how to speak this language, sometimes that's the, something that you miss.
For a teacher, that will be the accuracy of your wording.
Hold on a second. For example, miss out on. Yeah, for this phrase, miss and out and on. Okay, we know that, each word is easy, miss out and on. Okay, but you don't know miss out on is actually a phrase. And usually it's used by, like miss out on, I don't want to miss out on all the fun. Of course I'm going, I don't want to miss out on all the fun. So you have to use that in a sentence, right?
Yeah.
In the context.
Like if you don't check the definition in the dictionary and what exact context it can be used, and in what situation is applicable, I would say that just by listening is going to give you some idea of how native user would use it. But when you try to use it, you are not a native speaker. And
Exactly.
you might not go with that particularly natural flow because you don't actually have it.
Okay.
So like you said, perhaps you want to use it and make a sentence on your own by yourself, and maybe try to converse it with another person, and to check whether it's accurate enough.
Exactly. Okay, so I think that comes down to today's the last because we are running out of time.
Well,
and
so quick.
Okay, so yeah,
I was just starting to enjoy this conversation.
Really good. We're going to come to the conclusion that how you learn English. So is there one sentence that you can conclude your experience of learning English by listening?
I think that it's the same for all subjects of learning, right? Because nothing can be easily picked up. Language as well. You kind of have to put a lot of effort into it, and we have a lot of tools that seem to be catering to our convenience, trying to make us feel like we can do it easily in short time.
Yeah.
But when you look at all of the things that you can use and all of the time you have to spend on each tool, it's going to add up to a certain years or maybe decades.
Are you still learning every day?
I think so, because I'm quite into sociology, so I will still download like journal articles to read them and read some analytical, not articles per se, but some review, some bloggers review, or maybe I will watch some YouTubers online as well.
Okay,
that
good.
tackle sociology as well.
Okay, the conclusion is that you have to, first of all, you need to listen to how they speak the words and do not, get down to some trivial details, because a lot of people, they focus on some unnecessary details when it comes to, or in terms of some pronunciation issues. And you need to listen very carefully, but do not, get on those hair-splitting issues. And then you need to look up all different words or phrases that you're not familiar with. And
Teacher Johnny, what is hair-splitting issues?
Hair-splitting issues like 就是一些比较unnecessary. Yeah, okay. Unnecessary. Okay. Yeah, like things that's very not of little value. Okay.
Of little importance, yes, maybe we can say that.
Okay, and I think that's very important for you to listen carefully and try to imitate instead of come up with your own Chinese English. Okay, good. So I think that's about it for today. Thanks a lot for CJ. A lot
Thank
for
you
your
for
input.
inviting me for this recording.
Okay, good. So look forward to your future showing. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.